difference between Monterrey and Mexico City are that in Mexico City more water sources are available, while in Monterrey it's just one that supplies the whole city.
Mexico City is a much more populated city. Their water demand is higher. They have 34,430 liters per second, while Monterrey is only 11,800 liters per second.
Monterrey doesn't have the source of getting water from the underground, while Mexico City does. So we have that source of water.
In Monterrey, it rains a lot more than in Mexico City. It rains approximately 164.8 millimeters per year.
Mexico City's water is not the same as Monterrey's because it is way more contaminated than in here. It has a lot more viruses and bacteria.
There are water problems in both cities, in Mexico and Monterrey, but in Mexico there's more pollution, and in Monterrey there's less sources to get the water. But in Mexico City there's overpopulation, so it's more difficult to get the water.
Monterrey and Mexico have very different weathers between each other. In Monterrey, it rains really often, and that's why they have more water than in Mexico. Also, in Mexico, people don't care about the water and it's more polluted than in Monterrey. So that is why, in comparison to Monterrey, Mexico is much more polluted. Yeah.
Mexico City has more sources of water than Monterrey, but in both states there are associations that preserve these sources of water.
Mexico and Monterrey are two very different states because one has more population than the other one, so they use more water, and they also have different resources to get water from.
Water is the most important resource on Earth for living, and even though there is still much water here on the planet, we are depleting our water sources. In Monterrey, there are some water funds that are trying to preserve this level of water, and in Mexico there are also water funds, but they aren't trying as hard as in Monterrey.